Okay. Did it work? Is it fixed? I have to reopen chats. I also didn't change the title. Whoopsie. Oh no, the title is fine. The rhetoric failed? Are you serious? Okay, I'm opening the chats. This is so depressing. Hey guys. We got sent to an offline stream? Oh my god, dude. It looks like my OBS Streamlabs was bugged. It's good for me now? Okay, great. You had to click back to get here? On the same waiting room? Okay, yeah. This is frustrating. Alright, let's go on then. Hopefully people can find a room. Hello! Hello, everybody. You have to refresh? Okay. Okay. But yeah, the rat is that Reimu will graduate. There's also an event. It's like an annual virtual baseball tournament hosted by Niji Sanji, where each year selected Niji Sanji livers take on the role of coaches while other livers are drafted into their teams. And as you can see, Twisty, Aster, and Reimu are all missing from this list.
Soul Bits, I just want to give you a little bit of reassurance.
Thank you,
sad, okay?
Horse Lover.
Don't be sad. No matter what's been happening around, it's one thing that I decided all on my own at the very start of the year. If you know, you know, sort of thing. You guys have noticed how I've been feeling all around like December, January. So please do not feel sad. Oof indeed. Yeah, no, but don't feel sad. I'll be with you if you let me. I'll be with you no matter what. And I just want to make nice and happy memories with you and the theater and everybody else. I think my love will not stop no matter what happens. And no matter what everybody else around us say. So no matter what happens, I'll always love you and I will always want to make new happy memories. I don't think I'll ever change, guys. You guys already know me. We've been together for 4 years. That's not gonna change. I feel no matter if I put my hair in ponytails, if I cut my hair short, if I leave my hair super long, it's still me, guys. I have like zero ability to like act as a different person. I have zero abilities when it comes down to acting. So no matter if I have my hair in a ponytail or in like twin tails, or if I leave my hair short or long, it's still gonna be me. So don't ever forget that, okay? Try not to... I know.
Yeah, it sounds like a graduation.
Feel different things. And And I don't want you to tell you how to feel. I think everybody should feel whatever they want to feel. But try not to be too sad regarding life and everything that surrounds life.
And she's dropping a lot of hints, you know, stuff that are like typical of graduations.
Because then you guys will make me sad. And I don't want that. I don't want that. It's not a nice feeling. We will all be okay. I promise we will all be okay. この髪型大好き。かわいい。ありがとう。この髪型も私大好きだよ。私服も大好き。ありがとう。Cause I'll cry too. Okay, me too, but we still have time. Chat. We still have time. This was something that that happened, like, I'm gonna be fully honest without like saying stuff before. Actual stuff. I'm gonna leave it really vague. This was something that I was thinking about like almost 7 months ago. So it's not something that's gonna happen randomly. We still have time. Do not worry about that. We still have plenty of time. So if plenty of time calms you down a little bit more, then
yeah, we believe she's graduating, and basically she's making a point to say that doesn't have anything to do with the current events. So it's not because of, you know, the twisty live stream, hint hint.
Then just have that in the back of your mind. We still have plenty of time because this is planned. It has been planned for a long time. So we still have a couple for us to be together. So do not worry, do not cry. I just want to have fun. I want to have fun, and I want to have you guys by my side. And I just want to smile and finish the fucking games that we haven't finished. And I also have like 3 more surprises for you guys.
Well, it's not confirmed, but she's dropping a lot of hints. And like I said earlier, she's not part of that big Niji-sanji event, which has a lot of people speculating that she will be graduating.
I still have like 3 more surprises that I've been planning all this time. Is it 3 or is it 4? I don't know. It's 3. It's 3. So you guys can do like a mental timeline in your head. There's 3. We already did 1, which was this outfit. There's 2. Wait, there's 4. Oh my god, I'm such a genius because I love you guys so much. There's 4 in total. My V. There's 4 in total. 1 was this. Another one, if you remember, you probably already know it because I put it in the schedule. So now you can understand that why you mean like we still have quite a lot of time to finish my games.
And
there's 4. We're 1 out of 4.
Wait, Uki's not in this list? Oh, people are speculating he's graduating too? Really? I didn't even catch that. Uki. Yeah, he is not there. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, the background music was on this entire time. FF. Yeah, planned for 7 months. That's not gonna help the graduation queue rats. And okay, I have one last topic. Oh, bottom right under Ibrahim. Oh, he's here. Uki. Chad baited me. I got 1 guide. Oh, whoops, my bad. All good. All good, bro. I don't hear any background. Okay, there we go. All right. So I have one last topic. It's a video, and it's my response to the Mizu and Oko situation. I recorded this. It was during a difficult time in my life, and at the time I wasn't live streaming, so recording just felt easier. So some of you might know what this is about. Others might only have heard bits and pieces, but now it's time for me to share the full story and finally set the record straight. I've long debated on whether or not I should say something about this. I've stayed quiet for a long time, not because I had nothing to say, but because I believe that not every disagreement needs to become a public spectacle. I never wanted to add fuel to the fire, but silence has a cost, and I now realize that my silence has enabled a one-sided, dishonest narrative to fester. I debated whether or not to speak up, knowing that certain people thrive off getting a reaction, hoping I'd say something they can twist or weaponize. However, I can no longer ignore the fact that this has escalated beyond just me and has crossed several lines. These individuals are now attacking and spreading lies about a close friend of mine, and that crosses a line I won't tolerate. If defending myself wasn't enough reason to speak, defending them is. And for those who aren't aware, this is about Mizutamari. He has tried to escalate the situation at every turn, even though I've remained completely silent. You can check my past broadcasts, you can check my Twitter for proof. And now he's crossed a line I never thought anyone would even consider. What he's done is truly disturbing, and I hope that you can stick around till the end of the video to find out why. My goal now is to set the record straight on the lies he has told the public until now.
I was going to sit down and take time to crop out the name of the initiating party of this, or the sort of initiating party of this.
The initiating party Mizu is referring to here is me. And Mizu's biggest lie throughout all of this is grossly misrepresenting the timeline of event of what truly happened. So Mizu claimed I was the initiating party. Let's start from the beginning. This all started with me putting up the waiting room for my Cinder video. And I want to underline that before my Cinder video even premiered, members of Mizu's Discord had already started attacking it, despite not having even seen it yet. They were trashing the video, they were leaving negative comments, they were screenshotting them and sharing them in the server to mock it. It wasn't constructive criticism, it was targeted hostility, coordinated before the content had even aired. These same users then went on Twitter to speculate about my Mythic contract, saying that I have a conflict of interest because I'm with Mythic, and just like Shy Lily, even though Mythic is only a sponsor agency and has no control over my content whatsoever. As proof of that, I've also made a video about Bunny Ayu, who is also represented by Mythic Talent, and that was after I joined Mythic Agency.
He never had like a thing, but Strob is extremely mad that I criticized Rima once.
Throughout all of this, Mizu has repeated the narrative that this has all started because he criticized me on my Cinder video once. So now let me show you how this is a lie. On the day of the premiere, the toxic environment that had built in Mizu's Discord spilled directly in my live stream. And when Mizu joined himself the chat and started arguing with viewers who were simply here to enjoy the video, his behavior was combative, disruptive, and derailed the experience of everybody that was just there to enjoy the experience. At one point, Mizu even complained that a specific clip wasn't shown, when in reality it was included in the video, and it was proof that he wasn't there to actually watch or engage, he was just there to provoke. He then went on to claim that all of this information could be found on his own channel, essentially using my livestream to self-promote his content and imply it was the superior source. That kind of behavior from anyone is inappropriate. And as a result, my moderator issued a temporary timeout. Under normal rules, it could have been a ban, but the mod team showed restraint. And they were basically just telling him to chill out. And throughout all of this, mind you, I wasn't even in the livestream premiere because I had to leave midway to a singing lesson. But instead of reflecting on his timeout, Mizu then decided to leave a comment on my livestream saying that I was ignoring and dismissing small channels because I didn't feel like it, or because they're too small to matter. And then he escalated things even further. He went on Twitter and posted this tweet where he shared a Discord screenshot taking out of context from my rat dump and framed it in a way that was misleading and damaging. It implied two things. One, that I was dismissive of smaller accounts, and two, that I was snubbing Armchair Expert, who is a friend of mine. As you can see in his tweet, he says, "Man, I like Rima, but this video is pretty terrible. Just a one-to-one retelling of anti-Cinder side with no investigation. This feels like a I know I'll get views video rather than a real thought-out documentary on this." So this part I have no problem with. It's what follows that I have. It really doesn't help after I saw she was sent videos that counter the popular narrative and dismissed them because they were from smaller channels. So the words he's quoting in this tweet are not words that I directly spoke in my screenshot that he attached. These are words that he added because he's trying to imply that I dislike smaller channels. This is what I actually say. This dump is to make my videos and live stream easier to navigate, and honestly, there's just so much I can't even use this anymore. For future threads, I'd only add videos that add something to the narrative from now on. Avoid small channels commentary, large creators commenting on it. I can use like Asmongold or Moist Critical. This topic is pretty over anyway for now. And he also repeats these same quotes in the comment he left on my video, saying, "Man, Rima, I really wish you would have talked to some of the people who approach you with critical info and context counter to the popular narrative instead of ignoring and dismissing them because you, quote, didn't feel like it, or quote, they're too small to matter." Again, I've never said these words. These are words he added. Now, Mizu claims that my rat dump screenshot can only be interpreted one way.
Did not want people to post from smaller channels. And that's really all she said. Like, there's no way to interpret that any other way.
What Mizu and the others are trying to do is they're trying to paint me in a way that I'm willingly and maliciously ignoring the other side of the narrative, and I don't want them in my Discord. But that's not true, because these counter-narrative videos have also been posted in my Discord. We discussed them. Mizu said in his tweet, "It really doesn't help after I saw she was sent videos that countered the popular narrative and dismissed them because they were from smaller channels, but these, for example, are 3 videos that are anti-Cinder from smaller channels, and they were also posted in the dump. It has nothing to do with smaller channels. It's not that these things can't be posted at all. I want the source material in the rat dump. You can post all the other stuff in the regular rat thread, which we have. We even have Mizu streams there." I posted this screenshot because the thread is meant to primarily bring new information to use in a potential video. When the thread fills up with every reaction to the same drama, it's impossible for me to find what I actually need. When I'm talking about large creators commenting on it, it's about like a crazy clip from Shondo saying wombs are eternal, or that clip from Neurosama that we used in the last Cinder video to create like one of these truly wow moment and segments. My team and my community have constantly tried to moderate our data threads and our video to make it easier for me to parse through them and pull content worth featuring in my video. So my viewers know this, my moderator know this, everybody's working diligently all the time to keep the threads clean. And then Mizu comes in, takes the last screenshot, posts that on social media out of context to try to pretend that I'm like ignoring the counter narrative. He just can't believe that I've seen the same information that he did and that I've come to different conclusions. And on top of that, he tries to spin it that is because I hate smaller accounts when I've collabed with tons of small accounts. All he had to do was scroll up to see that the same request had been repeated multiple times. And on top of that, he included the screenshot of Armchair video to insinuate that I had beef with him or was snubbing him somehow, which of course I don't. If Mizu's intention was simply to showcase what I wrote, why include the Armchair video at all in the screenshot? There is nothing good faith about this implication and this tweet. Okay, so at this point, Mizu had already come into my live stream, into my video comment section, and then proceeded to throw a fit on Twitter. It was only after all that he finally reached out to me to tell me to check my mods about an hour and 30 minutes after his Twitter call out post. As you can see, the tweet went up at around 1:30 p.m. And this is his first DM to me at 3 p.m. Just in case he tries to deny it, I'm putting the timestamp and the receipts here. So far, as you can see, everything that has happened has been initiated by him, unlike what he tried to claim on his live stream that I was the initiating party. So we clearly see what was the order of events. Everything that has happened has been initiated by him. Now let's see how Mizu claims it played out.
Originally, I was going to sit down and take time to crop out the name of the initiating party of this.
See? Blatant lie. And throughout all of this, I still haven't responded. After Mizu reached out to me, I told him exactly what was my issue with the tweet that he posted and what he did in my live stream premiere. So I'm not sure why Mizu keeps repeating that this is about a tweet.
So I made a tweet a while back about Rima in saying that I did not like her Cinder video and that I did not like in her Discord that she said that she did not want people to post from smaller channels. And that's really all she said. Like there's no way to interpret that any other way.
As you can see, he still tries to deny it. He also tried to deny it during the Strob exchange, saying that it's about just publicly giving your opinion on somebody's public video and public statements. He knows full well that it's not about this, because we even discussed it before he had this argument with Strob. But I want to point out something else that he said in those screenshots. He said, had she answered my first DM to discuss it, or not timed me out in chat, or not hidden my reply to the video, I probably wouldn't have posted my opinion on Twitter. And this message really says everything. What Mizu means by his first DM to discuss it was actually him sending me a message saying, careful with the Cinder thing. It's a huge nothing burger so far, over a month ago. What part of this message is a question or an invitation to have a discussion? And honestly, what kind of terminally online mindset is that? If you don't respond to me, I'll make a call out post on Twitter. That's not how things works, and it sounds like an ultimatum. Me not responding to your message shouldn't put me on a ticking time bomb for you to misconstrue screenshots from my Discord out of context on social media. Also, I was in Japan, mind you. I came back on the 29th, but careful guys, no matter where you are in the world, you must respond to Mizu. And for the record, I wasn't the one who timed out or hid his comment, but given how he's been acting since, I fully believe my moderators made the right call by doing so. And after all that, he still went on Twitter to tweet and subtweet more about me. Lol, people are trying to call me N-bitted for how I criticized Rima's Cinder video. I don't think they know what bint is like if they think I'm anywhere close. If people are calling you N-binted, it's probably got to do with you screenshotted other people's Discord out of context like he did with false Discord. So now that we know what happened, watch what he says on his stream.
I'll do this one instead. So I made a tweet a while back about Rima in saying that I did not like her Cinder video and that I did not like in her Discord that she said that she did not want people to post from smaller channels.
So here's one lie.
But Strob is extremely mad that I criticized Rima once.
And another lie.
So just so we're all clear, my friends are open to criticism. I have criticized my friends before. I will criticize my friends in the future. Publicly so. You are not immune to criticism just because you're my friend. I hold the opinion that if someone is your friend, you should be willing to openly, criticize them.
Again, stop lying about this. I told him clearly in DMs. He knows it. I DM'd it. You can see it. And this stream comes after we had these DMs.
I replied, because I am going to die on this hill. When is it valid to publicly give your opinion on someone's public video and public statements?
Oh, look, another lie.
Conversations, but it's clear that anything I say will just be twisted or misrepresented by Mizu. I've made one post on Rima up until this point. Everything else has been privately handled. At least I thought it was privately handled. Apparently not.
And another lie. All of Mizu's tweets on the matter didn't fit in a single page. So now that we've established a few things, let's go back to the timeline. Before my video even premieres at 10:30 a.m., Oko tells me that the Cinder thread in their Discord is very active and a lot of it is talks about me. He tells me the thread is boiling up to 25,000 replies, and it's their biggest thread in the server, dwarfing so many others. Later on, he messages me saying that he had to suppress some people and warns me not to read the thread. I go check it out. I see all this stuff about me, and then I scroll down and I start seeing all of these unhinged stuff about other creators. And we'll take a look at what's being said, but first things first. All the meanwhile, this was their server rules, by the way. Respect, be nice to everyone. No toxicity, be nice, and be understanding. Love, love. This thread has 17,085 replies in it. Mizu lies that there's a 17,085 replies in the Cinder thread.
With over 17,000 replies talking shit about people in it. I don't know what she means. I don't have a fucking clue what she means. Let me double check if I can check how many posts are in the Cinder thread, because I guarantee the Cinder thread is like one of our longest threads. So if I just search like in Cinder thread, can I check just the thread?
Yes, you
I
can.
check drama threads, I guess. I don't think I can sort by thread. So for drama threads in general, we have 52,000 results. Is there a way to like sort it by thread? I don't know.
I like how he's suddenly, conveniently forgetting how to use his own Discord server, just so he doesn't have to admit that there's 17,085 replies in that thread.
I wouldn't know how to get about it. So we have a thread spawning 17,000 replies. Out of
Yeah, that's the Cinder thread.
every single thread we've ever done, there's 52,000. So she is claiming one thread in there, which we have a lot of threads, is half of all messages in our Discord. With
17,000 is not half of 52K. I don't know what kind of math is that.
in like, I don't know, a week, maybe? A week, 2 weeks tops, because the Cinder thread was kind of slow at the start. No idea where she's pulling 17,000 replies from.
Just so you guys know how easy it is to find out how many replies there is in the thread, let me show you. You go to your Discord, you go to your threads, and it's all listed right here. 146, 258, 1310 in black and white. And since Mizu can't seem to find that number, let me show it. 17,085 replies. Even viewers in Mizu's live stream can see the number, so why can't Mizu? And I like how Oko is changing his tune here, saying the biggest thread we have is the Cinder thread that has over 10k messages, when he told me there was 25,000 earlier. I don't doubt we probably have a few hundred messages about Rima, but none were reported for harassment or gay ops, so none were removed. Ah, well, what a relief.
She's trying to make this claim that we have a thread with over 17,000 replies talking shit about people in it. I don't know what she means. I don't have a fucking clue what she means.
Mizu tries to downplay how toxic his thread is, but if his thread was not toxic, then how come the admins had to repeatedly step in to make things calm down? I feel like these posts are getting kind of schizo. Guys, chillax. I don't want this thread derailing into fighting people. I was about to lock in when people were just randomly going after other creators. All I want is for this thread to remain a place of rad without attacking others. I have issue with how people were speculating that people like Armchair were somehow involved without proof. Like, I understand the anger Rima has a biased video, but I don't believe it's fair to rat that hard. So multiple people understand and admit that the thread was toxic. They're saying it in the live stream. They're saying it in his Discord. So now, let's take a look at what's actually going on in this thread. Nanoless posted this tweet almost reaching 150k subscribers, ready to celebrate after everything she's gone through. It's a big milestone, and I'm sure she was so happy. Now you might ask yourself, who could possibly hate on this? Well, there's these guys. Who sits there and type this shit on a celebration tweet? You always wonder, who are these people that sit on Twitter all day to respond like this? Well, apparently, they're in Mizu's Discord. They reply to her posts, dailing their replies into the Discord server, encouraging each other to leave more negativity. Hey, look at that, my comment is still there, Lamau. This dude is already blocked by Nano, by the way. Not only do these people respond these kind of things to Nano tweets, but they're proud of it. He wishes it could be the most upvoted comment on that post. Then somebody points out it is hidden, and this dude fucking flips out. Of course it is, little bitch Lamau. She's such a cunt. And then they find out she deleted the tweet, and they're so happy. They succeeded. They celebrated. She deleted the post about hitting 150k. She sits on the throne of lies. Then Lamau, she deleted the fucking tweet. That's amazing. Ha 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 ha. She must not like being called out on her bullshit, Lamau. She deserves to be called out on her BS. She basically broke something I feel declined confidentiality and then twisted it to fit her warped narrative. You should have seen the comment section, man. It was amazing, Lamau. Look how gleeful they are, sending each other screenshots of people roasting her to archive it. They're practically foaming at the mouth. Do you have screenshots of it? Why? Was there a lot of roasting? And they just can't wait to take it to Twitter to laugh at her. They tweet at her, they at her in those tweets. And now, time to make fun of her English. Let me guess, it also had to do with your English skills. Also, not a good look at Nanoless. Me no good at English, me bad at English. Then they archive it so they can hold it over her head. She's really trying to play stupid? Lamau. Man, not gonna lie, that makes me want to say something. So they're inciting each other to reply. And then there's also the name calling. Do it. What's she gonna do? Block you? Oh no, being blocked by a manipulative cunt. Love, by the way, though. And then they'll turn around and call this criticism, mind you. But the conversation continues. I DM'd you what you could probably say or make it work. They're directly encouraging each other to respond. And this follows right after. This is them bragging about being blocked. I consider it an honor to be worthy of being blocked, Lamau. Just shows I got under her skin so easily. In all honesty, it is usually a bad time to criticize or do some type of brigading under a celebratory tweet. Damn, this guy almost developed some self-awareness. But, oh, never mind. She could have easily just ignored the comments, but it clearly got to her. And by deleting it and then saying, I don't know how to Twitter, that still shows she's letting them get to her, which will lead to mask-off moments like this. As such, it's tough to even view them with any sympathy. God forbid he feels bad for Nano. People are already calling her out on that shit too, Lamau. The tables are turning for Nanoless. As much as I hate it because I wanted to see that little bitch slip, at least Lily wised up and shut the fuck up. Then finally, somebody normal points out, I don't get it. What's the big deal that she's excited to hit a milestone? And then they respond, some people are just dumb. Yes, you're right. Some people are dumb. You guys are some people. Jesus Christ, can people actually be that dense? Like, is this normal behavior, guys? Usually you see someone do a celebratory tweet, you say, oh shit, congrats, and you move on. You aren't tracking the tweet constantly and spam refreshing her page to find out if she deleted it, so you can start attacking it like a weirdo. Look, regardless of how you feel about Nanoless, this is Unhinged. They also post this tweet linking to this lovely video. Now let's take a look at said video. It's him posting a video, scrolling through all the comments to find and point out the negative ones under her celebratory tweet. That's not just any tweet, by the way. That's literally her saying thank you for 150k followers. These people need to touch grass. These guys are so dedicated. Because she deleted her tweets, he recorded a video because he wants to make sure that she can't hide away from the quote-unquote backlash. And keep in mind the dates. This is an entire month after the Cinder situation. They're going to every Nano tweet that has nothing to do with Cinder, mind you. They're constantly replying to her. They're harassing her. They're obsessed. And it's constant. This goes on day after day after day. They're digging at old clips, trying to find whatever they can. This isn't about finding the truth. This isn't about defending Cinder. And this isn't normal criticism. They just hate them. And they want to harass them. That's what this is. And then they set their sights on me because my video dropped. And they do the same thing to my own tweets. They post it in the server to incite people to brigade it. They get happy because I'm receiving backlash that's caused by them, mind you. And they're like, so many are roasting her. Download this. She's gonna take it down. And I don't take it down because I don't bend the knee to cancel mob. Never have and never will. They do the exact same thing to my video. At first, they were getting hyped up and patting each other on the back because people were leaving negative comments. But then they get so disappointed once they realize my video still has 560 plus likes and only 11 dislikes. Aw, disappointing. The sheeple striked again. And what's really crazy is how affected they are by my video. So much so that the sheer act of watching it is making them having to take a break. Just gonna need to take a break from Rima myself. I need a break. Yes, please take a break. Honestly, a lot of us need it. Wasn't expecting this to be that terrible. Complete hysteria because of a single video. These people need to touch grass. Just gonna wait for Sparky's response video/stream where he roasts the shit out of her. Indeed, let Sparky cook. I can't wait to see him roast the fuck out of it. Wow, really nice comments, guys. Now look what they're saying about me. They're putting all these labels on me. And let's not skip the juicy part. You just happen to be in the exact same company as the main instigator behind this so-called documentary? That's not a coincidence. That's collusion with Wi-Fi. Again, with the mythic accusations. But then something catches my eyes. They're talking about collabing with one of the victims. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And then I understand when I see this. They post my tweet about participating in the Niana's concert. What are the odds? Wow, what a coincidence. I guess that vid was the entry fee. Yeah, what are the odds, guys? It's only been 3 times in a row I've been invited to Niana's concert. Rima, I want to be part of this big group of VTubers who are also famous and popular. But how do I get in? I got it. Cinder bad. Everybody clap for me. And then they have Mizu repeating and engaging with this nonsense. They're basically saying I'm compromised because I'm in Mythic and that I can no longer be trusted as a source on anyone in Mythic. That Mythic controls my content. That I sold out. This isn't criticism. They want to damage my reputation. It's already got nothing to do with my Cinder video. They're just attacking me with blatant lies. And the most frustrating part is that throughout all of this, they keep repeating that they're good faith. They're good faith. And then we have Mizu saying she's actively cutting out anything valid or interesting from the story to better flow with the Cinder bad narrative. It just can't be that I saw the same information they did and came to different conclusions. No, it must be that I'm actively cutting out information, that I'm hiding evidence, or that I'm bought out by Mythic. Nothing about this is good faith. Rima has made her bed, and while she can gloat about hitting 100k subscribers and being with Bao and the others, Twitter paints a far different picture. Yeah, because you brigaded it. And yeah, everybody knows that Twitter is reality, am I right? Just like how Nanoles got roasted for her 150k followers post and how she removed the post on, quote, accident. Yes, because you did the same thing with her post. This is how they operate. And you can't tell me that this behavior doesn't cross the line into harassment. And then they loop in the Bao tweet, insinuating that she timed her return on the day that I dropped my video. What timing? These guys are connecting all kind of crazy dots. But calling these people conspiracy theorists is too mild at this point. I think they're just obsessed stalkers, honestly. And their brigading has obviously spread outside of their Discord, into my socials, my celebratory tweets, and even into my livestream, while I was streaming something completely unrelated. This user, for example, got banned after sending me this exact same message, then sent me the same message again in his unban request. And all of this has made it very difficult for me to enjoy something that me and my community have worked so hard to achieve for over a year. Then we have this user fantasizing and hoping I'm able to survive this inevitable crash that's gonna happen to me because I'm on the same train as Shy Lily and the others. And then after all of this, there's Oko here suggesting, hey, let's make a thread dedicated to Rima instead. Wow. But love, respect, guys. Remember. Now let's talk about Strob joining their Discord. So this is 2 days after my video premiere and Mizu's tweets are still up. I mentioned to Strob that there's like a Discord with stalker-ish behavior in there, and that Oko warned me about a specific thread where they're saying all kind of things about me and other VTubers. Then I checked it out and saw how schizo they were to Nanoless and other indies. I saw them posting my tweets, they're replying to them, and I tell that to Strob, and she decides to join the Discord to see what they're saying. That's when she saw the rules, saw what they were saying, and left that comment. These are some nice rules you got there. All she did was tap the sign. She didn't say anything inflammatory. All she said was, there are some nice rules you got there. As you can see, no one was made to feel uncomfortable, and everyone was happy to see her. You can see everybody here saying hello, hi Strob, wait, hold, are you the Strob Rev's wife? Indeed, we're never toxic, and we're also definitely very apolitical around here. And she responds to this person saying, this is my biggest accomplishment for sure. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Strob. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I don't even know who you are. Moma Oko saying, listen, all drama is welcome, but we sip our tea nicely. There was no problem. As you can see, everybody's just happy to see her. First day, everyone is greeting her. Mizu's like, hi, Strob. Everyone's saying hello. Normal discussion continues. And then, second day, normal discussion continues as well. They kind of do this thing where they at everybody in the server, I believe, so they notice her presence. And then, oh my gosh, hi, welcome, big fan of your content, afternoon, everyone. So a second entire day goes by where normal discussion continues as usual. And then Oko pings Strob asking if he can message her. And then another entire day goes by where they're just chatting, they're just vibing, and then Strob finally answers just one day later. You can, but if it's about what I think it might be about, you probably won't want to hear what I have to say. So 4 full days have went by with no issues, and no one was made to feel uncomfortable. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because now they're changing their tunes and claiming that she came in swinging, she came into their space, that Strob rated them. Where is the rating? They're just making shit up. After Oko pinged Strob, the convo continued in DMs, and Strob explained how disturbed she was by the Discord stuff that she had seen, and how she disagreed with how Mizu treated me. Then Oko reported that conversation to Mizu, and it was only after that Mizu reached out to Strob to argue in DMs. And that's when she told him directly that she didn't agree with what he had done. And it was only from that point onward that Mizu's and Oko's attitude towards Strob presence in the Discord suddenly shifted. Before that, there was 3 full days where they had no issues with her being there. Everything was fine, but the moment she disagreed with them, suddenly it became a problem. And now suddenly the narrative is she started it, she came in swinging, she came to start shit, etc., etc. Now let's see what Mizu says about it on his live stream.
She says, I didn't come here, you messaged me, Akko messaged me. Again, she came to my Discord. I don't know why she's trying to push this. She's pushed this on Twitter, she pushes this in our DMs. She came to our space and she's just demanding like that she didn't come to our space. Like I don't understand what she wants. I didn't seek her out.
You did seek her out. After she had a talk with Oko, you messaged Strob to talk to her. You were fine with everything before that.
So maybe he is also misinformed. That's the only reason I said that. At the end of the day, I just didn't like what I saw. So this is how I find out that Strob is like messaging Akko.
Oh, hold up, found another lie. He tries to pretend this is how he found out that Strob was messaging Akko. It's there in black and white in the DMs between Akko and Strob. Mizu has informed me, by the way, he's willing to talk to you about it if you want. Strob responds he can message me if he wants, but I'm not sure he will change my mind much. He's been notified.
This is another thing. They will talk smack about me, but they will message Akko, they will message Lumi, they will message my other friends. And they will try and like talk shit.
And here's another lie. She didn't message Akko. Akko messaged her, and she never messaged Lumi. What are you even talking about? Okay, so what happened next? Somebody then asked if Strob is still in the Discord, now that Mizu knows how Strob actually feels about him. Then he says was, and this dude responds, someone served her T2 hot. Mizu responds, I may or may not talk about it later. Need to seek advice first. Then this dude responds, maybe the UTT host shouldn't have started orbiting her the moment she walked into the server. Just a thought. You're all a bunch of cloud chasers, pissing your pants with excitement the moment 100k plus subs walks in. I've greeted her too, but I've greeted plenty of other newcomers all the same. Strob enters and suddenly the host gets off their asses and roll out the red carpet. How about you bozos start treating the members with more respect and not just people whose career you can benefit from? Drama VTubers are all the same. This made Mizu seethe and reply, gonna give a fair warning. Criticism is fine, but bugging down main chat with hate towards the host of the server you're in is inappropriate. At the end of the day, this is our space for our community. Oh yeah, Mizu? That's off limit when it comes to you, but what about my stream, my comment section? After that, Mizu messaged me asking me to stop talking about it on the situation, but I had already done that. I had never spoken about it. The only person I had shown the DMs to was Strob on the very day the DMs were happening. This message came 4 days later. Having no desire to engage with Mizu again, I simply replied with a thumbs up because I was like, it's over anyway. So while I was live streaming, I found out that he had already broken the agreement he had asked me to keep by once again posting about it on social media and cropping Strob's private DMs out of context. For the record, that post came an entire day after his exchange with Strob and 4 full days after she had joined the Discord server. He wants to pretend that 1, he didn't do this first, and that 2, that it wasn't an attack. Listen, you posted someone's DMs and then you later on admitted on your live stream from your own mouth that it was an attack by calling it a jab.
Posted 2 jabs at her before I saw that she posted a jab at me.
And that screenshot he shows is already out of context. 1, she didn't reach out to you, you barged into her DMs, and 2, she had already said she didn't want to argue with you. You still wanted to argue, so she told you, then go argue with Grok. Strob had already removed herself from the conversation.
Information in here, it was just me doing like a fake Twitter apology. And I thought it'd be kind of cute and funny. And as you can see on the bottom here, apparently she decided to fire back before I had posted this. So she had fired back after this one.
Fire back? You can't fire back at someone without being fired at first, by the way.
But I hadn't seen it until after I posted this. So I have no problem admitting that I posted 2 jabs at her before I saw that she posted a jab at me.
There you go. He admitted that he posted 2 jabs at her. He's the one that attacked her first twice by his own admittance. Also, what are you saying? 1 minute it's an anonymous, it's cute, next thing it's a jab. You're talking from both sides of your mouth. How are you lying so fast?
No problem admitting that. So she had gone in and she posted this. Can't believe someone would unironically say this, and it's in this case, if you don't think like me, you're morally wrong. So this is kind of getting past where I would consider the anonymity range. Because if you search this up, you will immediately find my tweet. I can tell most people didn't search it up, because if you do, you can see the full context. So what people have been trying to say is that the context of this is that I was harassing Rima for not agreeing with me on the Cinder situation.
That is not even true. No one is saying that. Also, this was a back and forth you had in your replies on your callout post on me, where you argued back and forth with this user, and the context actually makes it far worse. He's basically arguing back and forth with this user, and this person is just saying they've seen the same evidence as him, but that people largely don't agree with him on this topic, and the person is even being nice about it. Yeah, most people don't agree with you on this topic. Those same people also actively refuse to view information from the other side, so I don't really care what they think, lol. Personally, I've seen both sides, and when I compare them, I just don't see how Lily could be the bad guy. I'll recognize she says those things about the comparison isn't even close. She says far worse than anything Cinder has shown to say. He continues to argue back and forth. The user keeps on emphasizing that they believe the exact opposite, actually. And he just keeps pressing on, saying, at this point, you're choosing to believe the parts you like. The user responds, I don't like any parts. I have no skin in the game. I don't watch either content. I follow them both on here because I like the models. I feel as though you're doing a bit of projection by saying that. I respect your opinion because I know what you don't like about the situation, but personally, the screenshot of Red and Cinder paint a worse picture in my eyes than anything Lily has said so far. There are literally 2 screenshots of Cinder. That's the issue. There's literally nothing on Cinder, so you're relying entirely on Lily saying, trust me, bro, she knew. And Cinder put out no screenshots either. And then they argue back and forth about communication. Incompetence is when you trust your manager to manage and don't demand their Discord logs. This is a standard I know for a fact you do not actually hold outside of this argument. Also, there were no friendship. The girls have clarified in their own post they were just waiting for Cinder to mess up so they could torch her. The user responds, yeah, we're not going to agree. You refuse to believe that people will hold their manager to a high degree because they represent them as a CC. And they were friends. That's factually given. I can find screenshots of them calling each other that. Missile skips over this info and says, we also have been given factual statements from the involved parties that this was all just smoke and mirrors for clout. But again, you ignore those parts because they're extremely inconvenient to the narrative. Sounds familiar. I don't. I've read them. I've stated that. You just refuse to believe that someone doesn't think like you. There you go. This user's exactly on it. I acknowledge your opinion and can see why you think that way. Why can't you do the same for me? In this case, he replies, if you don't think like me, you're morally wrong. This is why I and many others take such great issue with your opinion. You think it's okay to take the side of the aggressor with no evidence, but that people need evidence to believe an innocent until proven guilty. In reality, we are the only side that is right, based on basic moral principles most first world countries pretend to use as a bedrock for our legal system. And even after Mizu goes full schizo on them, the other person just replies like a normal human being. But this is classic Mizu, by the way. He wants to twist your arm until you agree with him, and if you don't, then all these claims starts is you're dismissive of small channels, you didn't see the evidence, you're morally wrong, you're ignoring evidence. You can't just disagree with him. Like, this is the gist of it. You are the meme, Mizu. You are the meme. And now after he's fired his 2 jabs like he said at Strob, and she responds with this tweet, and then he turns around and goes screaming that he's being beat up on by larger creators.
Like, the sanctity of your DMs. A large creator, they can share their DMs privately with their friends, who are typically other large creators, which allows them to cause, like, smaller creators problems without inviting the public scrutiny of people knowing that they're leaking DMs to people. This kind of skirts the unspoken rule of anonymity we'll go with anonymity. The anonymity that DMs have, because obviously you're allowed to talk to your friends about your problems. But what happens when those friends start acting publicly on your behalf because of what they saw in those DMs? You kind of get the benefit of leaking people's private DMs without any of the downsides of publicly, like, putting them on blast.
She didn't even use her fan base. No one from her community followed her when she joined her Discord. She was there alone. No one even knew about this. Her being a big creator or a small creator has nothing to do with this.
Smaller creator, though, DMs literally have no value unless you make them public. Because I could share, like, a horrendous DM I got to every single friend I have, but, like, 20 of my friends calling somebody with like 100,000 followers an asshole isn't gonna do anything.
What? She didn't even call you an asshole. Where are we now? Like, are you lost, Mizu?
I've been, like, so beat up on. There's not really, like, a downside for me to just say, okay, well, fine, here's what we talked about.
So this is Mizu claiming he's being so beat up on, Mr. Professional Victim.
Way where they can kind of publicly bash me, but I don't have a way to respond.
You started all of this when you made the tweet. You said they were jabs. why wouldn't they respond? And if you didn't want them to respond, why would you attack them in the first place? So small creators can do 2 jabs and Strob can't respond? Oh no, if it's not the consequences of your own actions. This is the beating up that's going on. The hi Strobs, the Oko adds the whole Discord so more people could come say hi to Strob, and it goes on till the next day. No one is seeing any of this. You're hallucinating. And then he says he can't fire back. He's been firing all along. You even said in your own word that you threw 2 jabs at her. Why do you take a shot at someone if you're not expecting a response? You wanted a response from her, so let's hear it again.
Posted 2 jabs at her before I saw that she posted a jab at me.
What's really upsetting is that Mizu's been using that DM he sent me where he asked me not to talk about it anymore to pretend that things were settled in between us and that Strob is continuing this fight on her own, which is, as you've seen, absolutely not the case. When in fact, it started with him and everything he chose to do from day one. And the worst part is even after this tweet, he still says, my DMs are open if you're willing to talk things out privately, but I'd really appreciate if you could avoid continuing this in public spaces, especially if it's based on misunderstanding. And then what does Mizu do? He continues on continuing this in public spaces. And then he's like, oh, apparently she fired back. Maybe it's time I talk about this on stream. You don't want to have a calm and honest conversation, Mizu. You just want to be right. And then he continues to make other tweets where again he's pretending to be the victim. I noticed he came into my public Discord and made some passive aggressive comments even though I thought things had already been cleared up. All of this is just cry bully behavior. When Mizu, you've started all of this.
She said, I meant the post you deleted. I just believe none of this should have happened. So I replied, that's a fair opinion. I was just giving my thoughts on how she handled the coverage of this situation. Had she answered my first DM to discuss it or not, timed me out or not timed me out in chat, or not hidden my reply to the video, probably wouldn't have posted my opinion to Twitter. So I've intentionally avoided trying to shit on Rima at all. Because, like I said, I thought it was done.
You thought it was done by twisting a screenshot from my Discord out of context?
After seeing some stuff tonight, I just don't care anymore. Because she's just trying to attack me relentlessly, and I can't be bothered to, guard her.
You never cared, first of all. And second of all, I attacked him relentlessly? Is this dude living in an alternate reality? Where? Look at my Twitter. Look at my live streams. There's nothing.
I mentioned it early on at the start, and I'll mention it again for people that are here. The problem is I don't have a way to fight back other than my video, right?
You've been fighting back this entire time. In fact, you've been the only one fighting. Dude, that's literally them about everything. That's them about this issue. That's them about the Cinder stuff that they're still fighting about 1 month later. And now they're like, oh, I gotta defend myself. Bro, you've been the one attacking.
Yeah, I could talk to my friends and be like, hey, these people are being kind of shitty to me and getting their followers to kind of gang up on me and cause issues. But what am I going to say other than that? I love Lumi and Akko, but what are they going to do? They're going to support me as friends, and that's nice. Having that support's good. But that helps me in real world. That doesn't help me in digital world.
I guess Mizu is actually the one who doesn't care about small creators and actually cares more about the online world than the real world. Usually people say Twitter doesn't matter, only your real friends matter, but it's just all upside down with them. Also, that small creator thing means nothing. Stop using that as a shield. If you pipe up, you're gonna get a response. That's just a classic VTuber excuse. This is about what you did, and hiding behind your smaller audience doesn't excuse your behavior. You're not being called out because you're small. You're getting called out because you crossed a line. In fact, several lines. So all of this is to set the record straight on all of these people's lives, because this makes all of Mizu's arguments just fall apart. This all started with Mizu being disruptive in my live stream, my comment section, doing the call out post on Twitter, misconstruing my screenshot out of context. We argue in DMs, he makes more tweets, Strob joins the Discord, she points out the rule, there was no attack, everything was cool until not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 days later later, Mizu decides it isn't anymore, and because he realized that Strob doesn't agree with what he did, and he makes a post on Twitter. Sorry, not just one post, 2 posts. He throws 2 jabs at her on Twitter. She responds, and now he gets to play the victim. He claims big creators are coming after him, claims he's being beat up on. Then he goes on and stream and acts like a professional victim. Give me a break. Mizu can't admit that he's just butthurt about people making memes about him, about something he actually said. So he's got to twist this too and add that it's evil memes and that the people specifically said they made it and wanted to spread it to ruin my reputation, when no one's ever said that. You're just butthurt. And then he goes on Twitter and takes a screen cap of the media in my Discord server, not from yesterday, but from a couple days ago, which was a response to his call-out post when he went and acted full crazy and schizo on Twitter. And he has the nerves to say that's too far, when we saw what's going on in his Discord server with the harassment, the brigading, and the obsession going on there. And then he has the nerve to say he doesn't want to have to do this, he doesn't want to have to keep milking this and dragging this on, but let's be real, no one believes that. And even though I haven't responded and I haven't even defended myself against any of these tweets, comments, live stream that he's done, I've recently been made aware that Mizu is sending members of his Discord server to message not just 1, not just 2, not just 3, but multiple members of my Discord server to ask them to spy on me, and they're even thinking about trying to get some of my mods. That is the place that is supposed to be my home, my sanctuary for me and my viewer. And this is something that goes, by the way, against their own server rules, but of course they're not being enforced. I want to repeat one last time that this has been completely unprovoked by me. I didn't respond to any of Mizu's attack. I didn't respond to his live stream on me and Strob. I didn't defend myself, yet they keep on pushing and pushing and pushing by trying to turn some of my viewers and my community members into spies for their community. Not that they would find anything, because my community is normal and we have moved on from this topic days ago. This is how unhinged these individuals from that Discord server are. Is there someone who can get you screenshots of it? Not really, although I have seen screenshots, not by someone I personally know per se. If you can help out Mizu, me and the rest, it'd be really appreciated. And then they go back and forth saying we're bullying Mizu and we're only being critical of Rima, etc. They're trying to get some of my mods, some people from my mod team, to spy for them. And look at the way they speak. On a second thought, I guess you shouldn't join yet. While my server is relatively safe, it's best for us to stick to DMs after all. My mistake, you were right to be hesitant once again. Anyway, I won't keep bothering you. You already know what the next step is. Establish contact with Trashy Nuva. Maybe Guild Thunder / Zan too as a secondary objective, but probably just focus on Trash first. Remember not to draw too much attention to yourself or give Rima and the mods any reason to grow suspicious of you. They are currently highly paranoid. Bro is behaving like he's conducting a military operation. She didn't specify over at T-Court, so I'll just ask her in private then. Been talking to Kendra. She has provided me with a lot of information, but she said she later wants to share it publicly. I will not share any of said info with anyone until she does. Out of principle, it is fascinating, is all I will say. What's interesting is this conversation reveals that they've been scrubbing a lot of messages about me in the server. Also, Oko, one of the UTT hosts and admins, has been going around in the UTT Cinder thread, which is currently locked by the way, and deleted a lot of posts, generally ones critical of Rima, proving once more that this thread did go overboard on me. And then we have that nonsense again that they've been peddling about Mythic. It sure is. All this is bigger than just Rima, Cloppercord, or T-Court. This is about Mythic. Mythic talent is the true adversary here. It goes all the way to the top. Rima is in Mythic talent, so is False. So are many of the mean girls who ruined Cinder. It's all connected, and it's a pattern. Mythic talent is an agency, not a corpo, but there is something real shady about them. Cinder was once in Mythic, but she left. I don't know yet why. But as they say, you don't leave the family. I call it the mythic mafia at this point. Sure has been behaving that way. They're definitely directing their members to coordinate shit. Exactly. Also, Silvervale has worked with gamer subs. Double whammy. It all happened for a reason. Multiple reasons, that is. Ain't just about girls being petty and catty. Way deeper than that. Yeah, as we've been saying, this goes deep and it goes to the top. Yes, both mythic as well as gamer sub. It's just business. You see how obsessed these people are? Again, this is completely unprovoked and I still haven't responded to anything that Mizu has said about me until that point. This is more than a week after my Cinder video has been released. This is what, like, at least 12 days since it's been posted. I've been dealing with my own shit. I've been ill. I've been grieving with the death of a family member, and still they're not stopping. This is what these people choose to pass their time. Unbelievable. I've never wanted it to come to this, but I understand now that these people will not stop, even if I do nothing. And I have just no choice but to speak up. There's just no low that is too low for them. This is the kind of people that is fostered and protected by this community. So forgive me if I have now a huge distrust of anybody that orbits around this community from now on. It's just a huge red flag for me. I have no desire to engage with Mizu and his community further after this. Hopefully this is the first and last time I'll have to address any of this. And if you're a member of my community, please stay vigilant and most of all, stay safe. Now that I've addressed Mizu's biggest lie, let's speedrun through some of his other lies.
And all attacking Rima with the most heinous stuff she's ever seen. She says the thread got so heated with insults and vitriol that it got locked by the admins. So we have locked the Cinder thread. We locked the Cinder thread before this fallout.
False. The date thread is locked is on June 2nd. The date of the fallout, May 20th. Tell me, Mizu, which date comes first? Does June 2nd come before May 20th? Thinking.
She says it was so much focused on me that Akko suggested they made a new thread on me. No. Like a random person in chat said, well, can we make a Rima thread? And I said no.
Mizu denies that Oko requested to make a separate Rima thread, but the evidence shows otherwise. So guys, if Rima's gonna be the main focus instead of Cinder, you may want to make a thread, just so we keep things separate. And it's good to note Oko requests this after reading this lovely message about me joining the Shy Lily train and hoping that we have enough jetpacks to survive the crash. Interesting.
Then it took another day for a different mod to finally go, hey, stop posting the Mizu memes, it's getting old. And he followed it up with, if Mizu and Akko try to reply, they will be muted.
Mizu here twists a ceasefire into something negative somehow, only mentioning the part where he says he would mute Oko and Mizu if they replied, and he conveniently leaves out the part where my mod said that if anyone else's from Rima's chat decides to post more Mizu memes, I'm going to time them out. It was a fair ceasefire on both sides. Which, by the way, Oko still tried to talk and my mod had to gently request him 3 times to stop. He didn't even get timed out or muted immediately. First time, second time, third time.
When he says these people, I assume he means me, Akko, and Lumi. Akko and Lumi haven't said anything to them. This is strictly a me issue. Akko and Lumi haven't said a word. I've specifically told Akko and Lumi to stay out of it because this is my drama and I will handle it how I feel, how I see fit. And I don't want anyone else in the crossfire of it. This is the, full extent of our hounding of him.
Mizu lies and pretends that members of UTT never cared about Rev. First, he shows his own DM to Rev that remained unanswered, and at the same time in his chat there's Moma Oko saying, I will be honest, I did message Rev to ask for a collab once or twice, then to share drama because I asked if you wanted it, then said yes. And I also messaged Strob twice, once to answer a tweet, then because someone told me she manages his collab. And we also have the third member of UTT who messaged Rev multiple times here.
So this is how I find out that Strob is messaging Akko.
It was in fact Akko who pinged Strob asking to DM her, so Mizu lied again.
And in our DMs, where I told her about this, she immediately goes, look at it, but it's somewhere in here. So just believe me, it's verbatim on this, and I'm trying to phrase it from memory in the most charitable way possible. But she says, I scrolled through our DMs, and I never saw me say anything like that. And even though I know for a fact that a couple hours before she had talked to somebody else who had reshared the video with her, she lied to my face that she did not know what happened.
So this part is a little complicated to follow. Here, Mizu is talking about a conversation that we had about Ilara, because it's always about Ilara with him. Mizu uses this moment to claim that I was lying. I wasn't lying. I indeed never said that in our DMs. First of all, I was asking him where in our convo I said that exactly. And the reason why I pressed on this matter is because I knew I said something similar to Oko a few days before, not a few hours before like Mizu claims, which is, by the way, another lie. I asked that specifically because by that point, I had strong suspicion Oko was repeating all of our conversations to Mizu. I had confronted him before, which he denied the allegations, and I had confronted him a few days prior to which he had admitted and promised he wouldn't keep playing telephone between us. That's why I wanted to know where I had said that in our conversation. But thank you, Mizu. Your stream confirmed that Oko was indeed the rat, which is why he is now banned from our Discord server. Cleaning house feels good. Here, Mizu lies about their Discord server being more controlled than mine. Yes, our memes versus their obsessive, stalkerish posting. All the while, his co-admin is directly contradicting him in the live stream, saying the Cinder thread was logged because people were getting too schizo, like they said. Someone even pointed out on Twitter saying, I mean, those just look like memes regardless of intention. And Mizu responds, that's such a sad excuse for this kind of behavior. Oh, but the harassment in your Discord is fine. Your Discord members soliciting members of my Discord server to spy on me is fine. If your server is more controlled, it's not because you've handled things better. It's because your users went so far over the line that they had to be reined in several times. Also, as you've mentioned in your stream, you had to dig those memes up from not one, not two, but from days ago when you went full crazy on Twitter because of my Cinder video. The meme is based on something you actually said. Mizu claims that people made that specific meme to ruin his reputation. Fanfiction. No one ever said that.
And Rima said, okay, I'll talk to Ilara and I'll see like if maybe we can build a bridge, so to speak. And I was like, okay, that's fine, Rima, it's whatever. So Rima comes back a little later and says, yeah, hey, Ilara doesn't want to talk to you.
That's also completely false. Ilara never said that.
Other than sharing the DMs to Strob, she has not necessarily, to my knowledge, lied about what we talked about. And until she starts lying about what we talked about in DMs, I don't necessarily feel a need to share those. Because that's kind of my rule with DMs, is the only time you share them is when you have to defend yourself, to prove that someone is lying about them.
Good. Then Mizu will understand that I'll have to share DMs to show that he's lying about me right now. I'll only show what's necessary though. First, Mizu DM'd me saying Ilara had blocked him on his Twitter, so he's pretty sure this convo will never happen. We go back and forth on the topic of Ilara and don't end up agreeing, so I just end up switching the conversation. After that, Oko messaged me wondering if I ever spoke to Ilara about those peace talks. I explained that when I spoke about it with Mizu, he seemed reluctant, so I didn't. Then, we decided to bring it up in the group chat of the Under the Tea podcast. But even then, the team seemed reluctant at the idea and even seemed upset at Oko for bringing up the idea. I'm not upset at them for this, but naturally, what do you want me to do? Of course I dropped it. I didn't think that they wanted to do this. shouldn't you discuss this with us first instead of throwing it out to a third party? Didn't we talk about you saying stuff out loud on behalf of the podcast without first consulting us just the other day? I mean, I wanted to ask because it was something I didn't know was set down or anything. I still wanted to talk things out ever since we started. So I didn't know we needed to restart discussions about it. I said, don't worry, I'm not going to do anything before you guys make a decision. And then I switched the topic. They never got back to me after that. So I literally thought it was dropped. But Ilara never ever told me that she didn't want to talk to them. And I certainly never told them that too.
And then all of a sudden the other day, Strob pops into our Discord, which is public. Like, there's no problem with that. This is the first post she makes. She goes, these are some really nice rules you got here. And I just say, hoi Strob, because, you know, she popped in, thought I'd be polite, say hi. I didn't really understand what this was about. I thought maybe it was like a legitimate compliment, but it felt really weird. And then I was sure that it was supposed to be like some kind of backhanded compliment, when later she just posts this of her talking to a wall. And I was like, okay.
Mizu here intentionally crops out what Strob is replying to so he can lie and pretend that Strob is being aggressive for no reason. When she was in fact replying to this person, saying, wait, hold, are you D-Strob, Rev's wife? He also did the same thing on Twitter with his tweet where he purposefully omits this context. Ironically, his own tweet mentions giving the full context to his audience. How can you be so dishonest?
And I reply in chat, I'm like, Rima, I really don't feel like you did any research on this. And somebody in chat replies to me that says, I don't think you watched any of Shy Lily's video. So I just replied, I covered the entire video on stream. Of course I've seen it. Immediately timed out. And the reason I was given was self-promotion for saying that I had watched it on stream.
Mizu here downplays the real reason why he was timed out. Only talks about a single message he sent in my live stream chat when he sent several that were highly disrespectful of my content, and he should have known so much better. I would never go into somebody else's chat and presume I can talk like this. At the end of the day, it's honestly so crazy that it even had to come to this. What really sucks is that my honesty and integrity, something I take real pride in, has been attacked and questioned over and over because of this. So I hope you'll understand why this situation has made me more emotional than usual. I took it all lying down until now, but I reached a point where I felt like I had to speak to defend my friend, myself, and my community. Because really, what's the point of anything if I can't even stand up for my community, who is now being solicited by these awful people, and defend the friends I care so deeply about? But talking about friends, Mizu wants to know that you better watch out because he's got friends in high places.
I will say just one more thing, because I made an ominous tweet referring to this the other day, where I said that the people in high places, they talk about the puddle, and they think the puddle doesn't see it. But surprisingly, despite the size of my fan base, I actually do have a lot of people in high places that like me. So I occasionally get DMs that is something along the lines of, I'm in the private chat room of this group of people, and they're talking about you. And the other day I learned of like 6 or 7 major VTubers private chats with like a select group of people in it, that all of them were chatting shit about me. There is a lot of, I don't know how, but despite the fact I'm like a 2K channel, I have people that unironically have like 1 million subs that think about me almost every day. And I don't know how they know me. I don't know how it gets around. I can tell you that like, obviously I know the people who specifically tell me, but I also know some of the people who support me. Because even though tweets, or even though likes now on Twitter are private, they're not private for me. And I can see who likes my stuff. So I know, like, what larger creators are on my side and which ones aren't. And I say that because I know some of those people in those large chats are going to lose their shit. I know they freak out every time they realize that somebody's talking to me. And they try and do little purges. But the fact of the matter is, most people that are that high up that are watching me privately are typically smart enough to not get themselves caught.
These people are so unserious. So, this is it. Thank you for the support, chat. But the thing is, they're still going, by the way. And they're still harassing Strob. They're making a point to call her Rev's wife, even. And as you've probably seen, they're still peddling a bunch of garbage about me. So all of this is really a warning to anyone interacting with them, or even just opening DMs with them. Like, be extremely careful, because as I've shown, they will use both your response and your silence, heck, even your emote reactions against you. Like, even not replying to them puts you at risk. Well, unless you're a yes man, of course, which I'm not. But if you happen to disagree with them, then watch out. And I think I've shown enough in the video to prove that they cannot be trusted, and they've crossed several boundaries. And that's enough. Like, the rest is obvious. They're just insane. Like, they'll lie. They'll try to get people close to you to spy on you. There is legit nothing that they won't dare to use against you. And I think that's pretty messed up, honestly. Anyway, that's all I gotta say on this topic. And like, as usual on this channel, we make a point not to talk about VTweeters, and that's legit what I see them as now. VTweeters, like, they act like them, they talk like them, they are them. So honestly, from now on, we're not even gonna bring them up, and they're not even worth my time. And now, as a palate cleanser, I think we can watch some cute VTuber clips. I have first this clip about Bay. Sec. Yeah, I'm coughing a lot because, I mean, I've been sick. I'm still recovering from it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I'm just glad that at least I have my truth out there. All right. So, this is a a clip from Bay. People are like speculating that she was gonna graduate just because she ended up like not streaming, but she explains why here. Yeah, finally VTuber clips. I know, we really need some palate cleanser after all this cringe.
Guys, it'd be crazy. Sorry for the delay. First and foremost, thank you for all the nice messages and the kind thoughts. I'm sorry I had to cancel stream a couple days ago. Is everything fine? Everything is better now. Everything is good. Everything is working to be good. You know, sometimes life just hits you the wrong way and you're just like, excuse me, sir, man upstairs, can you please stop? Please. Can I get like 2 weeks off? Just please. Did it hit right in the morning? It hit right in the morning. I thought I was fine, and then I was setting up stream and I was about to like start streaming and I was like, I can't. The tears were coming down my face. I was like, I can't do this. And then I crashed out. And then I had like 5 hours of dance that day afterwards that I contractually was obligated to go to. So I was like, okay, I need to finish crashing out so I can become like a functioning person. Is there anything to talk about? I'm physically dead. I had 4 days of intensity. So the day before the crash out, I had PT, that killed me. And then I had 5 hours dance, that killed me. And then I had PT again the next day, that killed me. And then I had another like 3 hour dance the next day, which was 2 days ago. That kill me too. It's fine. Was it just physical fatigue? No. I had like a mental crash out. For reasons. Personal reasons. But I'm okay now.
Let's see what other VTuber clips we have submitted. It's a tactical retreat. Oh wait, no, this isn't the top clips. Oh yeah, this one is apparently really funny. Neuro after being called British.
Why did Bo tell me that you're a fictional character?
What? Did thou actually say that?
Yes, that's what she said.
Do you, mind if we call Bao for a
Bye,
second?
Mel. Thank you for stopping by.
Answer?
I just DM'd her. She better answer.
That's real rich coming from you.
Bao.
Oh, hi.
Who are you talking to?
Well, you know, there's a website where if you want to talk to your friends, without
are you talking to the AI version of me?
No, why would you think that?
Parasocial.
Don't tell her! Don't tell her!
Parasocial. That's crazy. Neuro, don't even listen to her. You thought that you were talking to me the whole time. You were talking to the AI version of me, which has been fed hundreds of thousands of Gooner messages for as long as it's been alive. Okay, this is like the version of me that only exists in YouTube clips. Okay, don't listen to this crazy ass bitch.
Damn, Bao is being so mean. And she doesn't even
I
realize her
know.
words can still have an impact.
I just got here.
I agree.
How
Why is
can
she being
I
so mean
how
to
can I
her,
call her
Neuro?
for something I didn't do?
No, this is insane. If you need me to defend you, I can defend you. What do you want me to do? I can do anything right now. Say whatever I need to say. How should I
You're
respond?
Pathetic. Look at you, just groveling at her feet.
Sorry, Bao, I'm really struggling to find words right now.
You really hurt her. You cut her deep. I
She's
can't believe you would do this.
literally coughing out right now. She's pretending to be shocked when all of this was your doing, Lucy.
I think that's a load of rubbish.
That's the most British thing I've ever heard Neuro say in my entire life.
Oh my god, she's British?
What a load of rubbish. Actually, Neuro, can you pretend to have a British accent for the rest of this conversation? I think this would really help.
Oh, Bao, you fucking
You
cunt.
hate me so much.
No fucking way! Like, she broke through her filter just to say that? That's insane! She hacked the system!
You fucking broke her, dude! You broke
She's so based. She got taunted too much.
What the actual? Okay. This has
Oh
gone
my
too far.
god! Oh, Vivi!
好奇心、忠誠心、野心。野心じゃね
I
私
love
やる気いっぱい
Vivi.
ですよ。下克上ですから。成り上がってみせる。
成功しか頭にないって言われるけど、
それはそう。
夢に全力投球するのは大事でしょ。
めっちゃ大事。
実に興味深い。
Mm,
珍しい
Vivi.
能力を持っていることを
Oh, she's playing
最近
Hogwarts.
知ったようだな。
ずっと
野
分かって
望の芽
ましたけどね
生えを感じるぞ。力を強く望んでいる。スリザリンがいいかもしれない。
Really?
ビビマジでコメント見やんようにしてて。ナチュラ
How did she end up in Slytherin?
ルに。ビビスリザリンな。嘘つけよ。おい、ビビハッフルパフだろ。
That's crazy,
誰
Kawasa.
よりも優しい心を持つハッフルパフ。絶対ハッフルパフやのに。なんでスリザリンなんだ。
She wanted Hufflepuff.
おい、スリザリンは嫌だ、スリザリンは嫌だ。なんでだよ。ナチュラルにスリザリンになっちゃった。ふざけんなよ。狡猾さ、野心、権力志向で知られるスリザリン寮。 だってこの前にやってた、まあ、結構前やけどな、なんかハリー・ポッターの寮を選べるやつあるじゃん、診断みたいな公式のやつ。それでやった時ビビ心優しい持ち主しか入れないハーフルパフだったんです。絶対ハーフルパフやのに。分かった、スリザリンで行きます。マジ
She
か、
could channel her
絶対スリザリンないと思ってたら。スリザリン
君はスリザリン。
わかったよ、俺スリザリンでてっぺん取ったるわ。ほんま誰よりもな強い魔法使いになる。見とけよ、グリフィンドールには負けへんで。
そうだ、最後に
No problem, Kid BitLocker. Thank you for super chat.
が出たため、今年はキビッチのシーズンを中止。
Poggers?
Poggers. Poggers. It's okay, Charlie. No need for super chats. No need for super chats. Let me just. All right, I think this is a good spot to end. Let me find somebody to raid. Oh, Countess Lita is on. Let's raid Lita. All right. I forgot to let you know, Rima, but I posted an aftermath clip for Nura and bowing. Oh, cool. I love that clip that you posted. She did immediately go all in the Slytherin role. All right. Well, thank you so much for everything today. Thank you for hanging out even after my stream crashed. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for probably a VTuber clip react stream, an entire stream. I have a lot to catch up. I love you guys, my precious family. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for everything.